have a lot of cars racing up and down bikes. It's basically a cut-off because there's traffic lights just on the top of the Hawthorn, so it's basically a cut-off, so they miss the traffic lights really. So you'll find that most of the cars that are coming up and down are not actually the residents on the road. Well, it was set up right on the other end of Chingford, and we went down and it was more quieter down that side, and there's more children up this side. So I spoke to the guys and arranged for it to be done up here, and we had quite a good turnout, so we just stuck to it once a month. The kids love it, absolutely love it. They're allowed to come out, play in the roads safe, and know that everything's okay. To be fair, not many children go out around here because there's nowhere for them to be out. I mean, there's no centres or places like that for them. And then if they go down to Conquer Island, which is down the road, you got all the big kids down there and stuff like that, so they don't really go down there. You'll find that a lot of kids, when the street's not closed off, they're all indoors playing on their Xboxes and tablets and phones and stuff. But then obviously when the road's safe and they can come out, they all do come and play out. I mean, there's children down that end that we don't really know that come up and get involved as well. So it is good. A lot of people, I mean, there was a neighbour down here that we didn't even know lived there, and he come out on one of them, and he was saying like how nice it is to see so much of the community come together and like be so safe on the road. He said it was a really good idea.
Play with my friends when the cars are not coming up and down the road. When the road's closed, it's easier to play. I can play in the road safely. I can't run faster. I can't run. I like being outdoors. When I'm outdoors, I can see my friends.
The cars are like always fast, so like we can't play out because it wouldn't be safe for us. It'd be like our space because like we live here, but then
we should have a place to go and play instead of like being cramped in the house.
When the streets shut, we feel like more happy because we can play without anyone like distracting us, and like not having to worry that we could be hit by a car.
Cars are like zooming past, and like we got like nowhere to actually play or rest because like we can't like sit in the middle of the street or on the side just in case. We want like a place to sit and relax, to just like get out of the house. So like we'd like to have a table or a bench or like a table and chair just to sit down, relax, and not worry about getting hit by a car.
On the road with bikes and swearing at us. Like, they just do wheelies on the road and start swearing at people for no reason. There's like people like people like and doing all wheelies and all motorbikes and all skidding around. We need a skate park because like people like love it to come outside and play on their bike and like it's gonna be more fun and loads of people are gonna come outside then. Skate park like in like a half of the road, like where people can play, where people can just get their bikes and skateboards and scooters in there and just play. There's something right there.
It is better for the kids in a way, because you normally see them out in the road, but obviously with the cars coming up and down all the time, and there's not much for them to do up here. They have to travel, and there is, as you can see, there's loads of kids that live on this road. It is a busy road.
the road when it's cut off, it's better because we can have more stuff and the kids can run around more. Like sometimes my mum won't let me come out, but sometimes she will. And when it was snowing, I came outside, but when my mum came, she didn't let me come outside anymore. She just let me stay inside, just watching TV and doing some of my homework. My mum worries about sometimes if maybe I come sick when it's cold outside, and she doesn't really have that much time caring for me because she has to go to work and my dad's busy doing stuff. My mum goes to work and I don't really see her that much. Best thing of having the street colours is when they have lots of games and I can play with lots of my friends who come to my school.
It's nice that the road's been closed, just give the kids the chance to have a little play outside without cars rushing up and down. Normally on an average day you'd have a lot of cars coming up and down the street, so a lot of parents are reluctant to allow their kids to play outside. It's a real shame really, because it means that the kids aren't interacting and socialising as much as they'd like to be. One idea I would really like is to have the street painted or to have speed bumps. But if that wasn't a choice, to have the street painted, and there's been some projects done, I know in Oxford, where the street has been painted, and that's kind of give people that kind of like psychological message when they hit the road. This is a children's street, there were children playing, let's respect this area, let's drive more carefully, more slowly. Yeah, as you say, there's quite a lot of green out here, and it's quite bright out here today, so it's nice, and there's a lot of fresh air, and there's a lot of opportunity to meet new people or to tap into local resources, you know, shake hands, have smiles and have fun really. Meeting people who are your neighbours, and sometimes unfortunately you don't talk to them because, you know, the hustle bustle of everyday life. When you have events like this, you know, you get more friendly with people, you get to talk to people, you might share a smile with somebody, and then that leads to a conversation, and then you might knock each other's door every now and again to ask to borrow something or to discuss problems or to help each other out, which kind of helps with like community cohesion, and that's something I think Street Active really helps with on this street in particular, definitely, yeah.
Actual closure time, we'll come out perhaps half an hour beforehand and just start getting everything ready, and then at the time of the closure we'll roll some bins out onto the road, and usually the road is pretty empty at that point, put the signs up, people do start to drift out and join us, and the numbers of people attending pick up as time goes on, and I think obviously people see that other people are out, and then people bring food to share, which is really lovely. We've started doing a B30 food bank collection point, which is working really successfully, and then people just start to participate in the activities that we've got running. So often people come out with a cup of tea, or we'll put the kettle on and make tea for everybody, and then we'll keep going for the couple of hours that the road closure is happening, and then at some point we have to unfortunately stop all of that and open the road back up again.
20 minutes.
I think this is a good thing, and I see lots of people also enjoy it. They like doing the activities and playing games, and I think lots of people should do it. When the street's shut, sometimes my mum goes inside with my little sister because she doesn't want to be outside, and she leaves me she leaves me here because she knows I can stay safe. I think the trouble is with this street, when it's not closed, there isn't really a lot to do. Whereas on some of the pictures, there seems to be a lot more things to do on the street, and it looks a lot nicer. If I closed my street, I'll just put a massive ball pit in it. Right here, so if a car... I think it would be good if there was like a swing up there and like a hammock. I think it would be good if there was like the furniture that comes underground. Yeah.
Tai Chi, good life force, good life energy. The thinking is that there's an energy going around the body called Qi. When that Qi is allowed to circulate nicely and freely, we feel well. But if it gets blocked or obstructed, we start to feel out of sorts, maybe even a bit unwell.
I think it's really nice. I think it's nice how there are quite a few people here, and I like that the games are all like quite, I don't know, like old. Do you know what I mean? It's nice that they're like, because there's so many like people that play on their phones today. It's nice to have like just toys. I don't know.
I just feel like it's a chance for all the neighbours to meet as well, and it's just gets people out, and like Steph said, the no cars and having to worry about, oh God, it's down the pavement, and then just doing activities like this that you never normally do. You don't have things like this in the park, so
I think we're enjoying it, the adults.
Down the hill, down the hill. 3, 1, 6.
Could I do this in my street?
So like whilst you can bring all this down, so all these activities, we can do the wild stuff. We've also got a smoothie bike, it's basically a pedal bike on a stand. Awesome. So you pedal and it's got a smoothie blender on the back.
Okay.
You make your own smoothie by pedaling.
So I just live down the road, and we just saw an advertisement on a tree, and we came up, and I noticed that a couple of seeds that I grew down in January have started growing. So we put some labels, don't touch and whatever, and so it's been great. Really good, free cake, can't beat it. Just that people should, I think that it's really good if people try and look after the streets, like with planting things and stuff, and there is a problem with the council. They come and spray the plants and kill them because they think they're weeds.
Children could never just play in the road. They do. We walk to school, so they go on the pavement. But it's perpetually grabbing them back from the car, especially because Felix is deaf, so his traffic awareness is minimal. And I've got a 2-year-old as well, so she can't be trusted at all. It's great that they can just have a run around in the road. I would really like to see more traffic calming that isn't, I don't want speed bumps and things like that, because I think that just creates another problem. But stuff like, I don't know if you saw the pictures of the painted streets, stuff like that slows cars down without creating higher emissions or that annoying bumpty bump noise would be great. It would be lovely if rather than a 20-minute walk to the park, there was somewhere a bit more on their own doorstep where they could just go out on their own to meet their friends as they get that little bit older. Felix is 6 now, so he's at the age where, when I was little, we would have been able to play on our own locally, but he doesn't have that at all. He's always with me. And he'd be able to go and have a little play somewhere on the doorstep that didn't involve crossing several roads.
So this is a vinyl sticker that I'm putting up, and I'm going to take it up the road to a wall that's constantly graffitied on, saying that I wish the wall was a graffiti mural that was done professionally, that welcomes people to the area, because I think the wall gets some negative graffiti put on it quite regularly, so I think it would be really nice if we could have something more artistic. Okay, so this green space here I think is really underutilised. It's a council space, and I know that there are families that live in these flats that don't actually have a garden if they're on the top floor. So I'd really love to see some kind of community space that children could enjoy more, that the adults that live in the area can enjoy more. Perhaps a community orchard or a herb garden, some space for children to play. Just something that utilises it more effectively, with a view to the community being able to access it and use it. We regularly have people driving on the pavement while there are pedestrians there, including young children, children in pushchairs, and drivers will mount the curb, drive along the pavement at a reasonable speed when there are young children there. Really, it's about meeting new people. I was new to the area. I thought it would be really nice to have an opportunity to meet with my neighbours in the street, and to facilitate a bit more community spirit, and to try and work ultimately to encourage communities to come together, because I think that's quite important, and I think that you need to perhaps put that input in your own community to help the wider perspective. Essentially, we've tried to ensure that people locally know that it's for everybody, and it just feels like a really positive experience. Families have a really lovely time, individuals have a really lovely time. It's not aimed at younger people, it's aimed at all generations, and again we're trying to make sure that people feel included by doing things like adult tai chi, gardening advice, other ways of making sure that older people and adults are involved. So. I'm opening up the road!